Hey.
We used to have a lot of people watch. They've gone away.
Live.
We're live, baby.
They've gone away. Live from the Crescent City. That's all over the road, New Orleans. Facebook,
Right on,
YouTube,
baby.
And YouTube, please, Ted, don't talk while I'm talking. You need to keep your mouth shut. This is the announcer guy.
Oh, announcer guy. It's good to hear your voice.
Here's what you might hear on today's big show. Thank you, announcer guy. Thank you very much. Victor Del Giorno here. I am the hostess with the mostest. That's right. That's right. Today is Open Mic Wednesday. We've got a lovely young lady that wants to really tell you what the heck's going on with this COVID deal. All right? We got her queued up. She didn't want to be on live, so we had to get a video of her. She said, I don't know about being on live. I'll do a video or something. So we did that. We also got that man at the bottom of your screen left. His name's Mark, the very handsome man over there.
I was wondering who that guy is.
Yes.
Hey, his name's actually Benny, though.
Oh, he goes by Benny.
Yeah,
Mark. Oh, you know what? Because I knew a Mark DiChiara. We said it DiChiara. How do you saying it? Mark?
DiChiara, Dichiara.
Benny.
Either way.
Yeah,
Benny
I knew a Mark DiChiara. I knew a Mark
Yeah.
DiChiara, who actually
you?
watches the show in Chicago, so he'll be glad that I remembered him.
Yeah, we're probably related.
Yeah.
They might be.
So he's on for Open Mic Wednesday. We need you to vote on the website. Teddy, did you get that thing up on the website about if you're ever going to eat Chinese food again? No? Well, why not?
Not yet. I'm still working on it, okay?
That's a good
I
question.
mean, I've had a
I
lot
talked
to
to you-
do.
I talked to you last night. I
Been
gave
a
you
lot-
marching
a
orders.
lot.
What the heck's going on?
I know. But I got back up a little bit while I was recording.
Man,
I had to set my priorities.
We'll get that up today.
I completely forgot about the show today. I was
I
downstairs.
think we all did.
Yeah. We didn't even know if there was going to be a show.
I was like, hey, we
It's not really a day. It's not really a show a day until this way anymore. So I can understand throwing off a little bit.
I talked to our bachelorette today, Kelly, who, of course, is going to
Yeah.
be on our first ever dating game. And, you know, the more I get to know this girl, the more I get to talk to her, the more I'm starting to feel like it's going to be almost impossible to find her a match. I mean, I don't think I'd set her up with any of these scumbags. I mean, is there actually going to be a guy good enough? I don't think so. I'm kind of worried about it. What are we going to do?
Well,
I mean, she's too
yeah, I
nice.
don't know. Well, she is. She's a great gal.
She's way too
It's
nice.
going to be, I knew, yeah, it's going to be hard, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
You never know. Yeah, it's
When you hear that music, you know this is a hard-hitting news story we're about to give you.
yeah.
It's all over the road, Open Mic Wednesday. Ted, do you have anything on that breaking news story with John Bell Edwards and President Trump? Got anything?
Well, all we know is that Edwards was at the White House today. He went to the White House and met with the president because what was it? Day before yesterday? Was it yesterday when he extended the stay-at-home order through May 15th?
Jace,
Even though we had something to say about that Monday.
I've already opened the studio. We already did it. I already opened up. Go
As
about
far
the
as we
video.
know, yeah, right.
We did it.
So I guess he was there today and looking for the funds. And he says, let's see, he says a recent commitment. This is what Edwards says: is recent commitment by the Trump administration to deliver 200,000 tests a month to Louisiana will be sufficient to start a phased reopening, likely in mid-May. So it's not a lot of news there, really.
Freaking laughable.
Um,
It really is.
yeah.
He's just going there to
So,
get
like,
money. It's laughable.
You give me the federal funds, and maybe I'll open up the state again.
Once
Maybe.
you open up the state, you won't need the money.
Yeah, right.
It's just laughable.
I mean, how crazy is that?
I was talking to a doctor today
So-
in Wisconsin. And he was telling me that, you know, the best thing that could happen for everybody is everybody just get this thing because it's no big deal. Unless you're already half dead. It's really no big deal. it's just a shame what has
That's
happened.
pretty much the
Yeah.
Sweden approach, right?
This is where we're at. Okay, now it's Open Mic Wednesday, and Nick, I know you're busy there, but
Yeah, I gotta feed the baby now.
we had the young lady
Preoccupied.
that wanted to be on Open Mic Wednesday today. She wanted
Yeah.
her name to be what do they call it? She didn't want her name out. What do they call that?
She wanted to be like anonymous.
Redacted.
Anonymous. Anonymous.
Thank you, Benny. You know, Benny, I'm going to have you host the show with me, okay?
Come on,
because
man.
you got a brain.
Hey, Benny.
Guys.
Benny.
Hey,
If you're gonna host, Benny, you're gonna have to put headphones on.
Honorary
Put
host.
headphones on.
Benny.
We're
Now,
getting a
he's
lot
fine.
of feedback.
At least
We're
he's
getting
paying
feedback
attention.
to Benny.
I'm not getting any
All right.
feedback. from Benny.
A lot of
All
pop.
right, no problem. All right.
Okay, so
I'm
this
not
young
either.
lady wanted to remain anonymous, but she wanted to be on Open Mic today. So she sent us a video. Now, Nick,
Okay.
before we put this video up, all right, I want to make sure that she's full screen. She can be heard.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't want to be doing this on the fly. I want to make sure that this, absolutely works.
Okay.
All right. So before we
Right.
get her on, it's time to put on that Open Mic Wednesday theme song. Okay.
Yeah, on the board, on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't do it with a straight face.
Mhm.
It's time for Open Mic. It's time for Open Mic. Yeah. Give me a yeah, Benny. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It's time
Trying
for
to stay on key with you, brother.
You're doing good. Open mic. You give me a. There she is. Yeah. Okay. Well, she's got her name on her smock there, so we know her name is Allie. Wait.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Adley.
Oh wait, hold on.
Adley.
I screwed it up.
Why? Well, I mean, go back to the theme song. Give me a
Yeah,
yeah.
go back. Yeah. I screwed it up.
Ted, give me a yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta
All right.
do it.
Yeah.
You're not doing it right. You gotta go. It's gotta
He
be with
with
the
Barry White on you.
It's gotta be with the beat. Like that's why. It's time for open mic. It's time for open mic.
You see my hand? You see that? Look, that's about as soulful as you're gonna get.
Yeah. That's
All right.
That was a long one. That was a long
Yeah, yeah.
We're good now.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, we're ready. It's Open Mic Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And here's our first contestant. Her name is Adley. She wanted to be anonymous. So let me bring down all the effects here so you can hear it properly. Make sure the volume's up. Here it is, Open Mic Wednesday. Here is Adley. Let's let it
Yeah,
roll.
I really don't understand why everybody isn't following the same rules right now. They're very clear. So let's take a minute and let's go over them again. First, you must not leave the house for any reason, unless, of course, you have a reason, and then you may leave the house. All stores are closed except those that are open. And all stores must close unless, of course, they need to stay open. This virus is deadly, but don't be afraid of it. It can only kill people who are vulnerable and also those who are not vulnerable. We should stay locked down until the virus stops infecting people. And it will only stop infecting people if enough of us get infected that we build immunity. So it is very important that we get infected and also do not get infected. You should not go to the doctor's office or the hospital unless you have to go there. Unless, of course, you're too sick to go there. This virus has no effect on children except for those children in which it affects. The virus remains active on different surfaces for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours. But in most cases, it's days and not hours, and it needs a damp environment or a cold environment that is warm and dry in the air. Unless the air is plastic. Schools are closed, so you need to homeschool your children unless you can send them to school because you are not home. If you are at home, you can school your children using various portals and online classrooms unless you have poor internet, more than one child, only one computer, or you are working from home. Baking cakes can be considered math, science, or art. If you are home educating, you can include household chores within their education curriculum. And if you are home educating, you may start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. every day. If you are not home educating children, you may also start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. Masks are useless at protecting you against the virus, but you still need to wear one because it can save lives. And in some cases, it may even be mandatory, but also maybe not. You must not go to work but you can get another job, at which point you may go to work. Stay home. I don't know how many more celebrities we need to have tell you how important it is to go outside and take care of your mental health. There is no shortage of groceries in the supermarket. There are simply many things missing. You don't need to go buy a bunch of toilet paper, but you should buy some in case you need it. If you are sick, you may go out once you are better, but those in your household, they cannot go out once you are better unless, of course, they need to go out. Animals are not affected by the virus, except for that cat that tested positive in Belgium in February, plus a couple tigers. The number of corona-related deaths will be announced daily, but we don't know how many people are infected because we were only testing those who are almost dead to determine if that's what they will die of. The people who die of corona who are not counted won't or will be counted, but maybe not. To help protect yourself during these times, you should be eating well and exercising, but exercising only eating what you have at home to avoid going to the stores unless you need toilet paper or a fence panel. It's important to get fresh air, but don't go to parks, but do go walk in other places. Just don't sit down unless you are old or pregnant. But if you do sit down, don't sit for too long, unless you are old and you are pregnant, in which case you need to sit down. But if you do sit down, don't eat unless you've had a long walk, which you are allowed to do if you are old or pregnant, except for times in which you aren't. Don't visit old people, but you have a moral obligation to take care of old people and bring them food and medicine. And finally, no businesses will go down due to coronavirus except those businesses that go down due to COVID-19. I hope this cleared up any questions about what we should and should not be doing during this time. Please educate your friends and family with this information so we can remove any and all confusion surrounding this time. Thank you. Yeah, I really don't understand why everybody isn't trying to.
There she is, Adley.
It's very clear. So take a minute.
Thanks. You know,
That felt like a lot of information.
really appreciate her, you know, just getting it out there and just, you know, making it simple for all of us to understand in case you were confused.
You know what? Though, you know,
Right.
out of everybody that I've heard since this thing started, she makes the most sense because she is
She
a
does.
real microcosm of what the hell is really going on. I mean, really, I mean, her message is really the message that we're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the message. You know, don't do this, but do this. But if unless you do this,
Yeah.
it's just talking in circles. It's talking in circles. I don't know. You know, I was the other day. I just couldn't take it. I was, I try to tape things on the television to watch, so I don't have to watch commercials. All right,
Right.
But I am making a mental note of all of these businesses that are running those goofy. We're all in this together.
Everyone's a hero.
Yeah, we're all. We're gonna get through this. And all these companies, like one of them's Macy's, another one is. I got a list of them, and these are people.
You got a list?
These are people that are never ever going to see my money ever again, ever. Okay, people that are just glorifying this darn thing. But I want to thank Adley. She was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, on the board.
Yeah, you just can't get any better than that. Open Mic Wednesday on all over the road.
Come on.
Give me a yeah, Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounded painful, didn't
Yeah.
it? As her
It did.
discussion of what was going
Yeah.
on. Because she's basically repeating what the mainstream media has been saying this whole time. Right?
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Just to be clear. Yeah.
Just to be clear.
That's
Right, here we go.
positive.
Here we go. Quiet on the set. Here we go.
Why?
It's time for more open mic. It's time for more open mic. Open Mic Wednesday. Everybody give me a yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's Benny.
Hey.
Benny.
Hey.
Betty.
Benny and the Jazz.
Hold the
Benny is
S.
on
Hold
open
the
mic.
S. Hold the S.
Okay, Benny. Thank you, sir. Benny is on Open Mic Wednesday today on All Over the Road, New Orleans, with Victor Del Giorno, Nick Vogel, and Ted Semper. We got a great show planned today that we really didn't plan.
No.
We kind of
Really
went.
unplanned.
We went back to Egypt today. Remember when we first started the show?
Mhm.
Our motto was, what was our motto? Remember it, Nick? I get tongue tied with it.
Something about. Well, go ahead, Nick. You remember?
Off-
You came up
off
with
the
it.
cuff, unrehearsed, and no show prep guaranteed.
No show
Those
prep.
were our three pillars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll die for those.
Until Randy Lane came in with the Randy Lane Company in Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
And then it was like,
Chop
oh,
it
you got to
right
be
down.
prepared.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Blew up the whole show.
We
Yeah.
did that workshop. And now all of a
I
sudden,
don't know.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Before
we did-
Randy Lane,
We did
Before
post our
Randy Lane-
50th episode today on Apple iTunes, so that's a little feather in the cap.
well, before Randy Lane, we were getting like 1,000 views. Now we're down to 150.
Yeah, that's true.
See there.
Yeah.
We're
But you know,
crashing.
we're more focused. We're more focused on our target demographic, whatever that
all
is.
we're
That's what we need to do.
I'm just glad I didn't quit my day job. That's all.
Oh,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. So here's Benny.
Let's talk to Benny. Benny's, we asked people to send an email in if you want to be on Open Mic Wednesday on All
Right.
Over the Road. So Benny send in his email, and here he is. What's going
did.
on, Benny?
I'm a big
Well,
hand.
I want to tell you guys is, hey, thanks for the invite. And if anything,
Yeah.
the beginning of the show has shown me is this thing's all over the road for real.
Oh, yeah, it really
See how I
is.
did
Yeah.
that? Vic, see how I did that? It was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
great.
and just to
Awesome,
touch base,
awesome.
Look, I've got an advertising media background, and I understand exactly what you're saying because we do live in if
Mhm.
it leads kind of society, right?
Uh-huh.
So all of these things going on, it's like especially with the commercials because that's what I watch TV for.
Yeah.
That's my industry.
Right.
And
That's true. Yes.
you know, look, so
Yeah.
everybody, when you go through school, you learn about this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And it's your ego and your id and self-actualizations at the top. Well, and
Mhm.
it's the very top level you can get to is societal marketing, right? And a good example of that is like when McDonald's does Ronald McDonald House spots. Has nothing to do about burgers, has nothing to do about fries. It's just this is what we're doing for kids and their families, right? Now, everybody, we don't want you to have to buy it because we care and we're in this together. But if you want to buy a Toyota, we can get it to you at a really low APR. And it's okay,
Yeah.
right?
And
There's
you
all
won't
those
pay for
kind
it
of
for 4
things.
months. Yeah.
There's all those kind of things, like the Macy's and all out there. They care. So my big hope for this whole thing, I kind of think, with COVID virus, it's kind of, I really believe doing his own Verizon commercial, sort of like, can you hear me now? And everybody needs to pay attention. So my hope for these companies is that the lead for greed thing that they've done always and just push, that maybe they take a bit of this with them once it dies down, which it really is already. And we should be, I was a Navy corpsman, like a medic. So I've got such limited medical background that I know we should be releasing things, release the Kraken, right? So get back, let's get back working and doing all that kind of stuff. And is it serious? Yes. And is it real? Yes. And are people sick? Yes. Are people dying? Yes. But 0.0003% in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Shut down till the 15th still. However, even being shut down till the 15th in Louisiana, Vic, we can still go have lunch, take it out curbside and eat outside of the building on the dirty table, but we can't go in and sit down and eat at the same time.
Yeah, it's
That makes
ridiculous.
no sense.
Okay, look, first of all, I hate to do this now because we're doing a show live. But when Benny's talking, you can't go, because when you do that, you cut his mic out.
Okay.
I like what Benny's saying. I love what Benny's saying. But I want to hear Benny. Okay, so when
Who cut me
Benny's talking, let's let him talk. Okay? All right, let's try this again.
Open
Right
Mark
on.
Wednesday. Here's Benny. Everybody,
Right
shut up. Shut up.
So anyway,
Go ahead.
I really think that if they could take that, the kindness towards other people, all these, listen, I am a son of the Crescent City. I was born there. I was raised there. I live in Baton Rouge now, so I'm upriver, all that type thing. I find it funny that May 15th, the governor said we're going to release Louisiana to start opening up slowly. And the mayor of New Orleans today said we may have to cancel Mardi Gras in 2021. So that'll get you reelected every time. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like levity, right? And some these people need Jesus. There you go. I said it.
There you go.
And if everybody would work in that realm, I think we'd be in a much better place. So my 2 cents for the whole what's happening in our state, COVID nonsense.
Well, we got that. I don't know if you saw that governor in South Dakota.
Yes.
She's a real sharp gal.
She's
okay?
rocking it.
Yeah, and she made a point that she says, we are common sense people. I tell my people what to do. They have common sense and they do it. The problem with New Orleans is that now the mayor, I forgot her name now. Jeez, do you remember the mayor, Ted? Or not the mayor, the governor of South Dakota?
No, Kristi Noem.
No, Kristi Noem. Very good. Yeah, I think Benny.
Yeah, Kristi Noem. Yeah.
I think
I had to unmute my mic. I didn't want to be caught agreeing or
I think Benny's auditioning for your
it's
job.
an audio issue.
There it is.
Benny's
Ted, there it is.
Benny's auditioning for your job. Okay, so no, but she made a point. She said, well, first of all, she's good leadership. All right.
Yeah.
And that we don't have that here. We don't have good leadership. I mean, Mayor Cantrell is not a good leader. She's not. She got elected because there was nobody else to vote for. And, New Orleans is going to have a Democratic mayor, hell or high water. So she got elected. She's not good leadership. She's bad leadership. Right. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the people that are listening to her, are not common sense people like they are in South Dakota. I hate to say it. We got a lot of people that just, they don't get it. So that's going to really put us behind the 8 ball in this thing.
It is. It is. And listen, so I grew up with Mardi Gras, right? So, and I'm an older guy. But Mardi Gras is not the same as it was when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, it was like really family oriented, and it's not what it is now. And, take that however you want to take that. This is just my opinion of it or whatever. But by her saying, we may have to cancel. This is 2020. We're talking what, February, March of 2021, and she's thinking she might cancel it already. And I'm thinking there's so much attention on the negative side of this thing, rather than the positive side of this thing. That the blind lead the blind, and the blind follow blindly because they're blind. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Well, one of our cast members here is that she hasn't been on too many shows lately is my daughter, Katie Bellarino. She was actually interviewed. It's going to be on the news at 4:00 on Channel 6. If you watch Channel 6 here in New Orleans, they interview Katie because she has a small business called Glow. And I mean, this is just killing small businesses like hers.
It is.
I mean, and then you take a look at some of these people, like they had Scott Craig on last night. Scott Craig owns Katie's Restaurant, and he also owns Francesca's in Lakeview. And he's saying, hey, man, you're killing me. I mean, you're just killing me. I mean, to think that you can walk up, in these places and get curbside food, but you can't go in there and sit down at a clean table 6 feet apart. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense. I mean, what's the difference?
It doesn't. To the point, to your point, where someone, I had a friend of mine, and they were stressing about South Korea. Why does South Korea have better numbers? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? And just for some levity, right? And my wife had talked to me about it too. And I was like, so I did some research and I presented it to her. And I said, the state of Florida is 199,000 square kilometers, approximately. South Korea is like 99,000 square kilometers, approximately. So if you wipe out the panhandle of Florida, you've got the size of South Korea. And so they're trying to compare like total US numbers to South Korea. Now, if you want to compare South Korea to Louisiana, that's an even swap, but again, they kind of have it going on, and leadership here is not where it needs to be. So that's why these numbers are different. And all the beds, all the hype that's been put out there about this thing, right? About ICU beds overflowing. And my daughter is an NICU nurse. My son's a paramedic with Nashville Fire Department. And he's seeing it, and they're in full gear when they go work on people and all that kind of stuff. And I get that, because you know what? That's common sense, that you have to take care of those people. If you're older, stay home. Don't get out. And so that's what the South Dakota governor was saying. We just told our elderly population, you're most at risk. Please stay home. We'll bring things to you. We'll do things to you. Right. And that she trusts her people. And trust is a big thing right now. But when you do the lead, when it bleeds, it leads type thing, and you're hyping this negative, it's hard for your people to have any kind of peace.
And that's why that open mic thing with Adley made a whole bunch of sense, because I mean that makes more sense than the leadership's making. I mean that's exactly what you hear. That's exactly what you hear. But anyway, it looks like some of the other states are rolling things out, and May 15th is our deal. So where's Nick? Nick, are you here? Are you around, Nick? There. Where's Nick?
Yeah, we're here.
What happened to Ted? What happened to Ted?
There he is.
We didn't want to trip you up, man.
I thought he got mad or something. You all right, Teddy? You all right?
We just didn't want to step on your toes.
That's right.
So Ted, tell us how you.
I was kind of felt like I was put in the penalty box.
You were. So Ted, how do you know Benny? How do you know Benny?
Who says I do?
Yeah, Ted.
because you're the content guru.
I know. I set this whole thing up. Benny is gosh, I've been knowing Benny like 15 years maybe. I don't know. When I worked at one of the radio stations in town. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh wait, hold on.
He's got a phone call.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Yeah. That's okay. That's a loud phone there. You got Benny.
Hello.
Jeez. Whose phone's ringing?
Mine.
Is it Vic or
Hello?
Benny's?
It's the mayor.
Yeah, it is. Hold on, guys. Go ahead and go on without me for a second. I got an important phone call here. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So you were saying, Teddy?
But Benny, we met 15 years ago when I worked at I guess it is Guarantee Broadcasting here in Baton Rouge, and I know Benny still has an ad agency and a band, by the way, called Empowered, right? And you guys had done a few CDs, I know. Well, how many CDs have you guys done over the years?
Two officially. We just dropped the new one. We just got out of Nashville at the end of last year. So the new
record dropped. So I would I guess you describe your band as a Christian rock band.
Yeah, absolutely. When I had hair, it was long when I lived in New Orleans, and this is like late 80s, early 90s. We played the rock circuit in New Orleans, right? Name a club, Jimmy's, West End. Matter of fact, we were on King's X tour bus on West End way back in the day. So back then they wanted a press kit, which was what? In 1989, 1990, it was a cassette tape. For those of you listening or watching that don't know what it is, it's a little square plastic thing with two reels, and it's tape and music's on it. So we give them a cassette tape and a typed out piece of paper. I mean, that was your press kit, right? And so we did all that, and we played the circuit for years, did original rock music, all that kind of stuff. 1995, I got saved, and was having a discussion one day, and I was like, I'll do the music for you, God, but like, please don't make me do a tambourine and hallelujah. Seriously, I'll just. And he said, let's rock with that. And so we do. So our website is like rockinforjesus.com. So, because that's new, and it's no different. People hear us play and they don't know what we're playing until they into the lyrics and they kind of get it.
Cool. I remember back in the old days, part of my testimony is I was working at a radio station, Benny, and the radio station got sold and they went Christian. And that's how I got exposed to the gospel.
Cool.
Okay. And I remember a band that used to be out. There were a couple bands when I first started playing that kind of music. And there was one band called Striper. Yep. And there was another band called
Rock Show.
Yeah. And then there was another one called Resurrection Band. And I remember they would put on these big shows, and they wouldn't tell you they were a Christian band. They would tell you, hey, this is a big rock show. Show up, and then they'd go and they'd throw a little gospel on you, which was really kind of cool. Right. So do we got one of your tunes? Do we have one of your tunes we can play, or we'll sample tune?
Unless you can pull it up online and play it.
Nick can do it. Where do we go, Nick? Let's pull up one of his tunes real quick.
Let me get to you.
Hey, go to the website, and they're all on there. The MP3s.
Okay.
Right, well, we gotta do this properly. We gotta do this properly.
Yeah, look, rockin' without the G. ROCKIN, the number 4, Jesus.com. Rockinforjesus.com.
Rockin' for
Jesus. 3 days. 3 days. 3 days is got a little power to it.
It's it's open mic Wednesday. We got Benny on and his rock band. We're gonna play a tune.
For reals.
Why
now,
not?
Benny, you're giving us permission to play this tune, right?
In person.
Yeah, man. We get in trouble with the Facebook and YouTube police
and all those people. No, you have you.
What's the song that you?
It's under 3 days.
Which show do you want? What tune do we want?
Go down. See, 3 days.
This one.
3
here.
days. Let's hear it. Okay.
This one's 3 days.
Wait. Start it over. You start it over, Nick.
I'm not in control.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'll start it over.
Let's start over. Nick. Okay. Now look, when you hit it, Teddy, I want you to talk up 3 days. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Talk up
yeah,
the
go
intro.
ahead.
Talk
It's
it
gonna
up.
mess up the audio. It's gonna mess up the audio.
All right. Well, then just hit it then.
Just
Go ahead.
You talk it up, Victor.
Oh, you know I will. Go ahead.
Okay.
yeah,
here,
you're
ready?
the only one that can. I don't. Your mic doesn't cut out like everybody else.
Right.
All right, I'm hitting
Because
play.
Nobody talks them up like me. Let's
I'm
see.
hitting play now, guys. Here we go.
Mm.
It's all over the road, New Orleans. Christian Rock headquarters. 50,000 watt flamethrower from Lakeview. This is 3 days. Crank it up. On AOTR. Come on.
You say your life just ain't that easy, and you don't know what to do. You run around looking for a miracle when they're all around you. You wanna know if you can never get back up again. Follow the Savior, cause he's laid the plans for you, my friend. Your own life really should not even mean that much today. His name is Jesus, he's already paved the way. In just 3 days, our Lord and Savior rose again. Just 3 days, Satan was defeated. Just 3 days, all our sins were forgiven. His love saved you and me. In just 3 days.
In 3 days, you couldn't keep him in the grave, baby.
So when you feel like life's not treating you right, strive towards a mark, walk right into the light. Follow the road of Christ and his righteousness.
Hey, Ben.
Great.
Your life, no matter.
I want to thank you for being on today, buddy. We appreciate it very much. We want to have you on again, okay? And you can see Penny's website right there. If you want to, I guess you can purchase product on the website. And you'll
Yeah,
have
you can do that. CD Baby's got it, or you can go to iTunes, any of the online streaming mediums you can get it. Spotify.
okay. If you know any guys between the Nick, pot it down a little bit. If you know any guys, I was going to say, I didn't want you to pot it all the way down. But we've got this little dating game going on with Kelly, right, Ted? And we're having a hard time finding guys. Do you know any guys in between the ages? I mean, really good guys between the ages of 40 and 50. Might be looking for a nice gal. We got the picture ready. Do you have the picture, Nick? We can. No, you don't. We should, first of all, until we get Kelly a date, her picture should always be, when we say show, it should be ready. It should be up there. It should be right there at your fingertips. There she is. There she is, Ben. Her
You
name's
ready for
Kelly.
this?
She's a young, yeah.
I know Kelly.
Oh, God, are you kidding?
I knew he was going to say that.
know Kelly. She's
Oh, no.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a hard time. We can't
And
find,
she's
I mean,
awesome.
I know, and the thing is that I'm being real protective of it. I mean, I can't even think of anybody. I mean, I'm afraid we're not going to be able to help Kelly. I mean, really. That's
Well, wow, that's a surprise. Hey, Kelly, this is if you're watching, this is a big surprise. And how are you?
yeah, Kelly. She watches. I'm sure she's good. She's watching. If she's not watching,
Yeah.
now she'll watch it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did the top 7 rules in dating Kelly last time. If you go back and watch our show, the one before this one, Benny, you'll be able to see the rules that I put out, the top 7 rules.
Mhm.
And then we had Kelly on, and we've got one guy already that's one of the 3. We're going to get 3 bachelors. We got one guy already. We got 2 more that we're looking for. But I'm telling you, this is hard. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, like Ted, I'm afraid we're not going to be able to help her.
Yeah, and
Sure.
even the one guy that we do have, we're probably not going to allow it.
Yeah.
You know,
David's
but
still
we
on.
haven't told him
David
that, of
says
course.
I'm
And then
in.
we got this David out in California.
Well, you know what? If I knew David could behave himself, I would actually recommend David. But,
Is that right?
Yeah, but
Well, listen. Here's the hard skinny for her. It has to be someone who's like spiritually connected and like straight up,
yeah,
or it's a no go.
yeah, he's got to be genuine. Actually,
I
she
know.
told me. Remember, Ted? I said to her to give me a little thing of the must-haves. She sent it to me today. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
This was it. I'm glad we got on this because I was going to forget about this. All right. So she sent me it today. I don't know if you can see it, but it says she's looking for someone that's spiritually mature, trustworthy, and honest, good sense of humor, ambitious and hardworking, loves children and animals, between the ages of 40 and 50 years old, nice smile, bonus points if he's an LSU fan.
Well, big bonus point, especially after last season.
Yeah.
Dave's really making a case for himself.
He's pushing hard.
You know what? I'm let me tell you something. I'm respecting Dave for being, I don't know. I mean, but now Dave, look, Dave, I know Dave well. I love Dave. I'm telling you, Dave is a very good friend of mine. And, Dave and I, when I was out in California, Dave and I were inseparable. Okay. Well, because we worked in show business together. Well, so David, David and I are going to have a little sit down. I think he's got potential to be that kind of guy, but
Yeah.
we're going to have a sit down.
He's
Plus, he's
gotta
over the
show
age limit. He's over the age limit. He's a little over.
Yeah, but she did say she's willing to bend a little bit on the age.
Well, maybe we'll have Dave. Well, you know what? We can't if we do have. Let's say we make Dave one of the three guys and we put him on the show and he becomes one of the bachelors. We can't call him Dave because she knows about Dave. You see what I mean?
We just call him something else. Yeah.
Well, we don't call him anything. We call him Bachelor number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right.
If you have a hard time, we may put him on the show. He might be a guy in there just to have a third guy, or she may end up liking him. I don't know. But he's really he's pushing hard.
He is.
He's making a case.
He is. He definitely
I gotta
is.
respect that. I gotta respect that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what? Dave's sister is in a Christian band. Dave, what band was your sister? Was she
Really?
Yeah, she was I think she was like a backup singer for some big act or something. Dave, what act was your sister a background singer for? Maybe he'll put it up there if he's still on. I don't know if he's still on or not, but
Who, Dave? Hey, Vic. While we're waiting for Dave.
Terry McS.
it's not Terry McS. Come on, Dave. Seriously. He's talking about Terry McScrotum.
Probably not
Terry
a Christian band.
No.
Probably not.
Terry McScrotum.
Is that
Terry
Pat's brother?
You see that? See right there, Dave. This whole interaction here is not in your favor. Regarding
no,
Kelly. No, so Dave, you're not really, you're not really auditioning, but you kind of are right now.
But it is funny. It is funny.
So that band.
It is funny. It is funny.
It is funny.
We
He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm trying
So
to get
anyway,
on that. Hey, I'm trying to get on that viral tour next year. The headliner's name is COVID, and like social distancing is opening for him. It's going to be incredible.
I bet you get some band-aid out of this. You probably get some
couldn't you?
Okay, well, Katie's going to be on the
Oh,
Channel
boy.
6 News. Katie's going to be on Channel 6 News in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to watch that. She's trying to
Wow.
open her business. Scott Walker was going to interview her, but I don't know. Is Scott Walker interviewing anybody now? I don't know.
I know he's been at the Alario Center
that I
like every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't he hand out about like 5,000 masks yesterday or the day before?
Oh, he's a good guy. He's a real deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was great because the mask itself wasn't branded with his name, but the little packaging was. It was good. Scott Walker,
well,
Councilman.
of course, we endorsed him.
We did.
We endorsed him. We did his fundraiser. We did his fundraiser.
We bolstered him.
Yeah. We made a donation.
Right.
But you know what? But when I need to get Scott on the phone,
He's busy.
Yeah.
He's always busy.
They were
All right,
printing
so,
bags, man. That's
hey,
all it was.
Are we signing off here,
yeah,
Vic?
we're signing off here. We're signing off.
We're signing
Can we
off.
mention let's mention the rally real quick. There's a rally going on
I'm
Saturday.
I'm undecided about whether I'm going to go.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're undecided. I'm
All right,
just
we'll go.
talking about they're going to have one.
All right,
They're going to have a rally Saturday at the state capitol in Baton Rouge, Saturday at noon. Okay, if this is if you have a problem with the stay-at-home order being continued and extended by Governor Edwards, you might want to show up for that. I have no idea how many people will be there or what's going on, but they're protesting there at the state capitol May 2nd, this Saturday, 12 noon.
And we may be there.
That's right. Be peaceful.
Yeah, we might be there.
Keep your distance.
Keeping our social distance.
Yeah, what's that?
That's right.
Yeah,
Be peaceful. Keep your social distance. That's right.
Absolutely.
The best part of this show was Betty saying, "I know Kelly."
It's just that was I was floored. I saw the picture and I'm like, wow.
It's a small world in New Orleans. Let me tell you, the New Orleans area.
World,
Don't be stepping out if you don't want to be seen. Let's put it that way. Don't be stepping out. You know, it's a matter of fact. You know, it's a matter of fact. It's a matter of fact. I know it's
matter of fact.
We were planning on ending the show now, but you know what? I've changed my mind.
That's good.
I gotta get something off my chest. You know, Teddy, when you hear this music, I got something to say. Okay, you know, we're doing this stay-at-home stuff, and it's basically Martha and I here all the time. Martha and I and Martha and me and Martha. And she's always been. Nick will tell you this. She's always delightful lady. Delightful.
Oh, truly a delight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Martha's great.
But she's
We love Martha.
We do. But
Yeah.
she's a bit of a heel striker. You know what? She's a bit of a heel striker. Okay.
A heel, like HEEL.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a bit of a heel striker. Well, we've got these hardwood floors throughout the house. You've seen them. They're the New Jersey floors, we call them.
Yeah.
They're great floors. And Nick will tell you, he's here a lot. He's my son-in-law, my grandkids here and everything. And you can hear Martha usually when she's upstairs, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Because she's a heel striker.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's people here, you don't notice it as much. When it's just me and her, these heel strikes, they go right through my head. They go in through the front of my head, out the back of my head. They're real loud heel strikes. And it's not the heel strike that's really bad, but you know what the heel strikes remind me of? This is the thing. I was growing up as a little Victor house. And, we always lived in a 2-story house. And me and my little brothers are always downstairs. And, upstairs, mom and dad, they were always, fussing and fighting. And you can hear the thumping. And that's what the heel strikes remind me of. And so they've been a little tough to handle, the heel strikes. I don't know if that was
back some bad memories, I guess.
Very informative.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an appropriate story.
Well,
I
don't know.
Did that bring it down, Benny?
Betty's trying what the heck is he talking about?
No, I'm telling you. You know what I got out of your story, Vic? This is what I got. Yeah. Should you sell the house? Weathered wood floors, man. Bam, you're there.
I might have to go back to the shag carpet.
Yeah, get the carpet.
No, nobody needs to go back to shag carpet.
All right, so what are we doing? No. Are we going to do another show this week, or what are we doing? We're going to wait on Miss America?
Yeah, I think we're.
I don't know.
We'll do whatever
we're
you want
to ask. Why don't we ask the both of them? See what they say.
Are you going to share this show with your people?
I can. You can shoot me a link.
Yeah, we'll shoot you a link.
Yeah, shoot me a link. Yeah. I'll share the show with the people.
Yeah, follow us on the Facebook. You got a Facebook?
Benny's got a Facebook.
Of course he does, Nick. Okay, now look. Here's what we're going to do.
My wife is like, "Why do you have so many?" I'm like, "I'm on everything." Yeah.
If we get 500 views on this show, 500, we'll do a show on Friday.
How's that?
If we don't get 500 on this show, we won't do a show on Friday.
We'll
So
do it on
today's
Friday.
what, Wednesday?
Today's
So
Wednesday.
we got till what, like noon? We got till like noon Friday.
Noon Friday. If we don't get 500 views,
The
we're not,
deadline.
I mean, I think that's fair. We're not gonna do another show.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
by
the point?
By the way,
Not,
David,
not
by the way-
ever, but just not this week.
well, maybe not ever. But anyway, David Brandolino's sister was a backup singer for John Gibson. You remember John Gibson, Benny?
Mm-hmm.
That guy was good. He was like the real
Oh.
deal, John Gibson.
Yeah. All those
Yeah.
guys.
Mhm.
So hey, and that is cool. And by my very first, now this didn't happen for me. This was BC life still, right? My very first Christian rock show was in fact at the UNO Lakefront Arena in God Trust Tour with Striper. And a friend of mine asked me to go, and he didn't tell me who it was. He goes, "You're gonna love these guys that rock." And I'm like, okay. I've been to see Styx. I've been to see Journey. I've been to see Damn Yankees. I've been to see all these bands I grew up with. And these guys put on a show that would melt your face off. It was
Oh, Striper? Oh, yeah. I saw Striper.
just incredible, man. The production level. But back then they owned MTV too. They were all over the place with the crossover and stuff. And at the end of it, they start chucking out Bibles. And I'm like, huh?
Well, they
I
did
thought
like
it was a
they
rock
did the
show.
deal. They did the deal like Kiss. They painted themselves in stripes.
No, they didn't have
Yeah.
paint, but they were yellow and black. They may
Yeah.
talk to you
Yeah.
about your logo and copyright infringement. I'm just saying.
Oh no, here we go. again.
Striper's still around. Aren't they still around?
They're still touring. They were in South America this
Yeah.
past month or two
That's what I
before
thought.
all this craziness went on.
It was
So
Matthew Sweet, wasn't that the lead singer?
Michael Sweet,
Michael Sweet, right?
his brother's a Sweet too. Robert's a drummer.
Yeah.
Fox is on guitar, and Timothy Gaines played bass, but he doesn't play with them anymore. They got Perry Richardson, man. I knew Perry for a country band that came through Baton Rouge. With that, plus he played with I think Firehouse or something back in the day, and touring with them now too. So they're just,
Well, you know, Benny,
but still go.
you're the second major Christian artist we've had on the show. We
Really,
had
that's cool.
we had Darren from We Are Messengers.
Awesome.
2 or
Yeah,
3
he-
weeks ago, was it, Vic? I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the, if not the most watched and viewed podcast that we did. Is 1 or 2. Is up
Yeah,
there at
really,
the top.
yeah.
They're cool. Love those guys.
Yeah.
David Brandolino says more shows.
love 'em.
David says more shows.
More
Keep
shows,
stop
quit
your
your
whining.
whining.
Because my show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I got to run because I got to get to the post office before 4:30. So
There it is.
Oh,
life goes on. Life goes on. Teddy, you got the music? Okay. Why don't you take it away, Teddy? Sign us off.
take it away. Thanks for watching today. Be sure to download or subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. It's available there now. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. YouTube is where we are, on YouTube. That's where you subscribe. On YouTube, subscribe to us at any time.
Thanks,
I
Benny.
want to thank you for watching. Thank
you,
you for
Vic.
joining. Thank to our open mic person, Benny DeShera. Any last parting words from Mr. DeShera?
Stay safe. Peace to everybody. Throughout all this turmoil going on, just remember 3 things. Jesus was king. Jesus is king. Jesus is always king.
There you go. And with that, we'll say goodbye. Till next time. Maybe Friday, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Thanks for quarantining with All Over the Road, New Orleans. Good night and goodbye.